I'm Courtney. In this video, we're going to be exploring fire. Now, we're not actually going to be using real fire, of course, but rather as our inspiration, we're going to be looking at lava, which is a really, really hot, liquid, molten rock. The stuff that comes out of volcanoes. So for our messy, taste-safe option, we're going to be making lava slime. Now for this, you will need condensed milk and a can opener. You'll need some red and some black food colouring. You'll need some ground cinnamon and some corn flour. Now for this, we're also using heat, so you'll need a saucepan and a wooden spoon to mix it. Now I'm not going to be using heat. Obviously, I'm not in front of an oven right now, but I'll let you know what we're doing with the heat as well. So when you're ready, you need to open your condensed milk. Be really careful of the sharp edges. And then just pour it in. Then we want to make sure we've got the right colour, and we want to add our cinnamon as well to give it a nice smell. So I'm going to add a little bit of cinnamon first. And then also, we want to drop in our red food colouring. Start with red, and just a few drops. And give it a good mix. Stir it all together so it's nice and even. So in a moment, we're going to be adding in some white corn flour. So I'm just going to add a bit more food colouring in just to make sure it's really nice and dark, because the corn flour is going to make it slightly lighter. Again, stir it round. Lovely. And when you're happy, I'm not going to add any black in yet. I'm going to use that afterwards. You can start adding your corn flour. The key for this is adding it in little by little, just so you can mix it in and make sure it doesn't go really lumpy. So you want to get a spoon and just pop a little bit in. Mix it well so it all dissolves in. Put it on a really low to medium heat. You want to make sure it doesn't bubble or doesn't boil in any way or doesn't catch on the bottom. It's a really nice gentle heat the whole way through. Great, so each time you want to mix it in so there aren't any lumps. And of course you'll be using heat at this point, so it will eventually get thicker and thicker. Keep adding the corn flour until you've got a nice thick, slightly firm, slime-like texture. This is one I made a couple of days ago. So when you take it out your saucepan, obviously let it cool down before handling it, because it will be really, really hot, so just be careful. It'll also be hotter in the middle, so just when you leave it to cool down, before you give it to anybody, just double check it is cool all the way through. And then this is your lava slime. And what I did with the black food colouring is just add a few drops in to get a slightly marbled, rippled effect. So that's your taste-safe lava slime. Now this slime is completely taste-safe, of course, and it does smell amazing of cinnamon. But there are lots of different slimes you can play with and experiment with that aren't taste-safe as well. So I'm going to show you a few that I made at home. Pop this one away. The first one, very similar to make. You just use corn flour, and then instead of condensed milk, washing up liquid. I used a clear one, just so I can get a nice colour on it with the food colouring again. And again, you'll need your corn flour. So this is one I made a few days ago. I added lots of corn flour, so it was more of a putty-like texture, so it was a bit firmer. But as you can see, it's very similar to the lava slime. So that's one, another really easy option. Then we've got our glue slime. Now, online, I bought some slime activator and some glue. I went for Elmer's, but of course there's lots of different brands you can choose from. And you basically add these two things together. You need to knead it. So get your hands in, get mucky, and it'll turn into slime. Here's a green one I made. As you can see, it's really sticky, a bit like flubber. And this one is extra special because it has a colour pigment in it. So, going back to our heat for fire, if I get a nice hot spoon, you can see that the colour changes from green to yellow. This is another glue slime made exactly the same, but this time with orange pigment turning to yellow. So again, like the green one, this is really stretchy and rubbery, really fun to play with. Also, this one does change colour as well. So it goes from that lovely orange colour to a yellow. It's really nice to play with that changing heat texture and talk about heat and different temperatures and how it feels on your skin. So that's all of our different slimes. So you can play and experiment with lots of different ones at home. But remember, if you do want the taste safe option, definitely try the first one with condensed milk. So once you're ready with your slime, do go onto our website and check out our Sensory Sounds Fire video. You'll get an original musical soundtrack just to make your play experience a bit more theatrical at home. Also, sign up to be one of our sensory explorers and you can download step-by-step guides, see some more activities and get lots of extra resources. Have a go making your slime. Show us how you get on, definitely. Tag us at Carbon Theatre on social media and we can see what different colours and what different textures we can make. Good luck making your slime. See you next time.